All right, well, good evening, kids. You who are out there in YouTube land, you'll notice I'm just looking straight forward, but I'm not in Minnesota for all the narcs to narc me off. I'm in parts unknown, traveling down the road, and I sold a vehicle and I bought another one, so I was on a road trip for 2 days with my son. And we've been having a good time, him and I, and enjoying life for sure, and thanking God for all of His goodness to us. And yeah, I'm out in another state, headed back to Minnesota, and thought I'd just do a video and talk about some of these things real quick. When you travel around, you see a lot of things differently when you just like sit back and take a look at things. And fear has been used as a paradigm shift, to create a paradigm shift. And they're desperately trying to get people to accept this paradigm shift. Accept the new norm, they say. Now, I may do a video specifically on this on Monday, but the theme of this is basically the same as it's always been with the New World Order. And that theme is, out of chaos comes order. Out of chaos comes order. And we've got to create this new order. We've got to create this new norm, this new world order. That's what they're pushing. They're just using fear. And fear is the mechanism. And I think it's wise to be cautious. When this whole thing first started, I was very cautious. I waited I watched and waited. And then when I saw things, I judged a matter by how I saw them, how I saw the facts unfold before my eyes. And the thing is that once I saw that this is not coming to fruition like the Spanish flu did. When I did the comparison of the Spanish flu, the purpose for doing it was so you understand this wasn't unprecedented that government would do some of these things during times of severe sickness, plagues, so to speak, and things of that nature. Okay, so that wasn't unheard of, and that's why I did that Spanish flu thing. Well, when time went by and the numbers didn't prove it, the numbers proved differently. The numbers proved that there was no epidemic. There's a virus, but it isn't any different basically than the flu. It's just a new strand. That's pretty much what it is. It's just a new strand. Right? And they're pushing a paradigm shift, a shift in consciousness, a change in the consciousness of people. That's what they're doing. They're pushing a shift in consciousness. So in other words, basically, what they do is use fear as a way to lock everything down, change the order, like a nuclear bomb went off, or an atomic bomb, went off, and you walk out of your cave you've been hiding in, and the whole world is different. But it really isn't. It's a paradigm shift of consciousness is all they're doing. They're trying to push a new world order. That's what it is. It's clear. And they're using, like I told you before when I talked to you about the beast, I told you that they're using something real, but infusing falsehoods with it in order to push what they want to. That's what they're doing. And that's how they're doing it. They want to completely desensitize everyone to things. Now, whether it's Satan in the background doing it and these people maybe not so much know what they're doing, I mean, that's possible. There's a lot of useful morons for Satan. So that part's true. But the spirit behind it is absolutely antichrist. So now the benevolent dictator of Minnesota, the governor, has decided that 10 people are deemed worthy enough to meet together now, and 10 people can do it now. But a week ago, 10 people couldn't. Well, I'll be honest with you, I really haven't changed a whole lot of anything. I don't listen to people when they tell me not to hug grandma. I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know, I don't listen to people when they tell me I can't go somewhere because the Black Plague is there, but when you look at all the numbers, they're not there. By the way, the government oversight. See a video from Senator Scott Jensen. The government's oversight in Minnesota, where they watch the most and govern nursing homes and everything else like that, 84% of the deaths in Minnesota have come in nursing homes. 84%. So that's 84% of the 500 deaths in Minnesota. Well, that's a lot. And the fact that they transferred people from one nursing home to the other that had COVID-19. Wait a minute, didn't you tell us we all had to social distance, lock ourselves down, and hide ourselves? And you're transferring people from facility to facility? And the people that you have already in your microscopic lab, they're in your microscopic lab that you infected those people? But you don't want me to get out in the open air and breathe the open air and let the sun shine and get out there and be healthy? Really? Why do I smell dookie? Why does it smell like poop when you say that to me? Why do I think that you, white man, speak with a forked tongue? But you expect me to trust you when you killed 84% of the people that died. You helped that happen. Wow. See what I mean? You're asking me to trust the government, and then you got Christians online, and you got Christians telling you online, oh, well, if the government tells you not to go somewhere, then you shouldn't go there. You shouldn't go out. Really? So like the governor of Chicago, or the mayor of Chicago, goes out and gets a haircut because she's on national television. Let me tell you something, lady. She's a lesbian, by the way. Let me tell you something, lady, and I use that loosely. That haircut didn't help you one bit. You need to grow that hair out. Anyway, but telling people that you got to do this. I mean, trying to order stuff and you got to order it online. So Amazon can become he can make another $300 billion while other mom and pop shops go broke. I mean, if this isn't a fascist, somebody told me online, the new COVID guidelines are coming out and now 10 people can meet and do this and blah, blah, blah and that. And I'm like, yeah. And now magically these people can meet safely. Well, I think what they're saying is, let me translate that for you. They are begging people right now to go to the doctor in the hospital. You know why? Because the dum-dums shut it down. They managed to break a multi-billion-dollar industry in Minnesota, and they bankrupted it in 2 months. Did you hear what I said? They bankrupted a multi-billion-dollar corporation in 2 months. They furloughed workers and pulled workers from other states. And you're telling me I'm supposed to believe these people? I'm not smoking crack. I'm not doing dope anymore. I got saved. I'm not dumb no more like that. I'm not high. I'm sober-minded. I'm not going to ignore the facts for your emotional fit you're having. I'm not going to ignore the facts while you're pushing fear porn. I'm not going to ignore the facts because you got a big boogeyman staring in front of me right now and I'm supposed to be afraid of it. It's the new boogeyman. And I'm supposed to be afraid of it when the facts are right there? That you absolutely destroyed the best medical system in the entire country. You bankrupted it. Because you thought people were going to get sick, so you told everybody that was sick to stay home. Do you get that? Think about that. See, I'm not going to ignore the facts for your fear porn. I'm not going to do that. Because you waved the boogie woogie stick in front of me and I'm supposed to be afraid of it. You put the scary mask in front of me and I'm supposed to be afraid of it. Ignore all the facts. You know what's scary? The fact that you managed to screw up the best system in the world for medical health care. You managed to destroy it in 2 months. I can't ignore that. You destroyed it in 2 months. So you got people with diabetes, heart disease. Number one way to die in America, heart disease, diabetes, cancer. Nobody's going to the hospital and everybody dies of COVID. Well, we got to clear the hospital out for COVID, so nobody go to the hospital. How are these people still employed? And you expect me to take that governor? You need to obey the governor. No, I need to obey the Lord, number one, the Constitution, number two, and so does he. He's a lawbreaker. I'm not. I didn't take a pen out and sign an executive order that tries to make null and void the Constitution. I didn't do that. That's the law of the land, not him. Think about it. It's absolutely insane. It's crazy. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to just back off and act like this whole COVID thing is for real. People get sick, yes. People die, yes. People die of the flu. People get sick of things. You don't shut an entire nation down for it, and you don't clear out the hospitals and tell sick people they got to be afraid to get sick, so they got to stay at home so they can't go get well. And you people managed to bankrupt and put a $3 billion deficit. It really takes an incompetent fool to do that. A bunch of incompetent fools to do that. Really takes an incompetent fool. I mean, you can't even put into perspective how foolish that is. You absolutely can't. You just can't. It's insane. I can't even, I mean, it's unbelievable. And now you're begging people to come into the hospital. Well, if you're sick, would you please come in? Why? Because they're going broke. So doesn't it make you wonder how all these people died of COVID though? Where's all the heart attack patients? Where's all the cardiac arrest? Everybody's still eating donuts. So where's all the cardiac arrest? Everybody's still eating fast food. Everybody's still getting diabetes, eating too much sugar. Everybody's still getting cancer. Where's all these people at? Make you wonder, like, where's all of them at? And then you tell COVID people to die at home. Hey, don't show up if you got symptoms, you stay home. Don't go to the hospital. Wait a minute, I thought you cleared out the hospitals for the COVID people. Well, we don't want anybody else to get it. So what you're saying is you want all these people to die at home? It's insane. How can you not see the insanity of this? It's just, it's preposterous is what it is. You have to not see this on purpose just because you don't want to be wrong about something. I know it's too logical because it's facts and it's not fear-born. I'm not sitting in my cave being afraid that I'm going to die tomorrow and that everybody's going to die from COVID, so let's go sit in a cave for 3 months. And then when you start presenting facts to people, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. So about the mask thing, so you go into different places. Down here, all the employees, everywhere down south, all the employees of businesses, they had masks on. Of course they had to. You can't hear a blessed thing they're saying to you. I can't hear anything. I got to ask them 3 or 4 times. What'd you say? I don't have bad hearing either. I can't hear you through that muffler you got on. What'd you say? People driving around their cars with masks on. I'm like, why are you driving with that mask on? Right? Driving around with the mask on. Isn't that great? That's what they're doing. Driving around with the mask on, like, okay, here we go. It's really nonsensical is what it is. Absolutely nonsensical. But you know what? It's being pushed for a reason. Now listen, I respect it if you're in a bad area and it's super bad, or you got sickness that you're prone to and all that stuff, or you have, just like with the flu. But nobody warned people with the flu that way. Nobody was like, stay home or during flu season or anything like that. So I'm walking around all the stores and every place. I don't got a mask on. I don't wear them. I don't. I mean, I had to wear one to Menards because they made me, because I got some money tied up with them that I got to get back for repairs and stuff. So if I don't go in there with the mask on, they keep my money. So I got to do what I got to do. But other than that, I don't wear masks. I don't do that. I mean, nobody else does. And then they try to hit you up with the guilt thing. Well, if you're not following all this stuff, then you're not loving your neighbor. If you're not staying home, isolating. What is that? What's that stupid slogan? Together apart. Stronger together, or stay together apart, whatever. You know, those opposites. Bunch of occultic type language. It's just so goofy. But what is it? It's this, let's create this new norm. No, that's called a paradigm shift. That's what they're trying to, I mean, you got these governors. Listen, you go, and I know Fox News, I understand they're shills too, I get it. But even they get it. Even they're pointing out that here's the governors, right? Here's the governors of these states that are saying we may never be able to go back to normal until there's a vaccine. Well, vaccines don't make anything normal. They don't take sickness away. They don't take sickness away. Not at all. You're not going to cure everything with a vaccine. And even Trump said, well, we're back no matter if there's a vaccine or not. We're back. Because people need to hear that. People need to know what's normal. They need to go have some semblance of normal everyday life. I'm telling you, the one thing I've noticed, when people get off by themselves too much, they get weird. People get weird when they're not around other people. They get weird. And it's all to like desensitize people. If you desensitize them and you make them so they're not accustomed to being around people, it's easier to manipulate them. It's easier to isolate them and destroy them. And that's what they do. That's what happens. Now, am I saying that every single person they got 666 on their forehead and they're all knowingly doing this? No, the devil has many pawns. The devil has many pawns. They're subject to him. They're at his will. The Bible says it's the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. They don't have to know they're part of a conspiracy to be part of it. So I go into these stores down south and, I'm talking to people, and I went down to Oklahoma, and nice people all over there. I like that area. It's nice. They're nice. Down through Missouri, they're nice. Iowa's pretty open. Missouri's pretty open. Kansas was pretty open. I mean, there's still, you couldn't like eat in restaurants. I think in Iowa, either Missouri or Kansas you could. Maybe it was Missouri. I think you could. I think so. But we didn't have time. But you have Fauci early on in March saying, oh, don't use masks. They don't help you one bit. But now, oh, now you wear masks. That's nonsense. That's nonsensical is what it is. Most of the testing being done, is proving that COVID's been out there for a while, since like December in some places. People were sick with it. I'll tell you what, I'm not buying most of this social distancing either. I just don't buy it. I don't really buy it. I don't really buy it as being necessary, to be honest with you. You know, I just don't. Yeah, one person passed out behind the wheel with the mask on. Yep, that happened. So, yeah, by the way, let me say again, for all the narcs out there, I'm not in Minnesota. So if you want to call the Minnesota police on me again, call the Northfield police and tell them I was on my phone or whatever. I haven't touched my phone. And guess what? I'm not in Minnesota. So make sure that's in the video too. Make sure that's in your call when you call the cops on me. Like you called, like someone else called the cops on me for having church. Yeah, just like that. So see, I know what I know what that's all about. I know what spirit that is. I know where it comes from. I know that narc spirit that's out there to narc everybody off, get everybody to narc each other off, call the police on churches having church. Then I had one flat earther say today that I was arguing with on Facebook, saying that a Christian saying that oh, you need to obey the government, and if they tell you to stay home, well, you just stay home. Oh, okay. Sounds like house arrest. We're supposed to have something called due process here, where it doesn't work to put people under house arrest like that. That's why we overthrew a bunch of tea and started a war. That's why we threw a bunch of tea in the harbor and started a war, right? Something like that for, you know, a lot of those things. For officers being able to come into your house, illegal searches and seizures, lots of things. Well, there's a lot of that happens. Lots of stuff going on. Lots of narking going on. Whatever. Let them do what they're going to do. That's the way it goes. But I'll tell you this. If you get in a habit of believing everything the governor tells you, the government tells you, and you're willing to follow suit with that, it's going to get you in trouble someday bad. Remember, this is the same government that tells us that that you're not allowed to that abortion's okay, that abortion clinics can stay open. I used to think that was I remember saying to Brother Ickes, that's not a fair comparison probably because there's not multitudes of crowds. But the more you look at it, the comparison is not that far based, because what you're looking at here is these clinics, or let's just not even use those. But let's just say, why is it mandatory to have an abortion? Why is it a necessity? Why is killing a baby a necessity? Think about it. So, I had the police tell me, that not to flaunt stuff in front of not to flaunt stuff about the governor. There's other ways to deal with it if you don't like the governor's order. Yeah, I know, it's called civil disobedience. It's called protesting like the protesters do. But whatever. The point is that I asked on the Northfield page, city page, I said, well, I'm just curious. How do you intend to enforce these rules on churches and all these things when you have no constitutional right to do it at all? Like, you have no authority to do it. Your little emergency peacetime thing doesn't make null and void the Constitution. It doesn't cancel the Bill of Rights that recognizes our God-given rights. It doesn't. But they think it does. But it doesn't. And we need to understand that. And these governors are acting like little despots that can control the world. Their little edge of the world, they're going to try to control it. They're not going to go to martial law. I don't think that's how it's going to be done. I don't think martial law is the way that they're going to do anything. I really don't. I just don't. Anyway, you think about that though. You think about the fear, the push for fear, the paradigm shift that's there, that's being used to make you think that everything's different. And then we're going to have people post that Trump's the Antichrist. I've heard it all. I heard Obama was too. And my answer to you is that they're all Antichrist. They're just not the Antichrist. They're not the man of sin, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God. That's going to happen. Anyway, so sorry about not being on video there Friday. I'll be back on Monday. I'll be back on Monday, and I'll have a new broadcast for you Monday. Just had a busy 2 days. I will have done 24 hours of driving in about 36 hours. Good thing I'm not a truck driver and I don't have to report to the Department of Transportation. But anyway. So just some things to think about. kind of put it in your mind, so to speak, and remember that fear is a powerful tool. And if you're not careful, fear will be used to push disobedience, or it'll slow you down in your race to be obedient to the Lord. There's a lot of inward fears that we can have that we have to fight through and trust the Lord through. We can't be afraid to obey the Lord. We can't be afraid to follow the Lord. And be careful with that. So, you look at all these things. We'll talk about more of it on Monday, though. We'll talk about a bunch then and kind of go through some things and see where we're at with a bunch of these things. But I'll tell you, it's getting pretty crazy. Getting pretty crazy out there. It really is. Some people are moving back to like a normal place in their minds and, trying to just function as normal. But other people are so caught up in the fear aspect of this. Christians caught up in the fear aspect of this so strongly they're afraid. So strongly. It's not good. So, anyway. But I'll probably go ahead and let you go for now. And be back to talk on Monday. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you all had a good weekend, or you've had a good weekend. It's been nice where I was at. We had a few rainstorms, but wasn't too bad. We had some beautiful weather. I got to eat some good barbecue down in Kansas City. Had some good barbecue there. Boy, that was good. If you're ever in Kansas City, look up Joe's Kansas City Barbecue. Boy, is it good. They have 3 locations down there. You won't be disappointed, I'll tell you that. It's good food. Good food. In fact, brother, I can't think of his name now. Teresa's husband. Teresa's husband. I can't think of his name. It's terrible. My mind just went blank. Daryl. Thank you, brother Daryl. Good night. Daryl. Brother Daryl, he bought me a gallon of that barbecue sauce. And boy, is it good. But I got to go down to where they make it at there, and I got to eat some. Lucius and we went on a road trip, just me and my son, and we had a good time. I will try that if I get over there in Illinois. I like going over there too. Chicagoland area has the best food in the Midwest. It is something. It is something. Good stuff. But anyway, just a straight road for me. I just going straight all the way through. So I'm sure somebody will turn me in for something I did wrong, but whatever. I'm driving safe down the road. Straight down the road. Not really looking at anything, just looking forward. But I just felt like talking to you and letting you all know how things are going. And I hope you're all doing well. I can't see everybody on there because I can't look at the screen, obviously, that much. So I'm just looking forward. But it's an empty road, man. These roads are dead. It's crazy how dead it was. I drove so fast all the way down to Oklahoma because there just wasn't a lot of people out. We had no traffic jams or anything. It was crazy. But I got to pick up a Jeep, so I sold my other Jeep and I bought another one. So I had a Jeep Cherokee and I bought a Jeep Wrangler. So praise the Lord for that. I like Jeeps. I bought a Jeep Cherokee a year ago and I loved it so much I sold it and bought a Jeep Wrangler. I used one, of course. I couldn't afford a new one, but yeah. Remember David Ickus? I told you I was going to get one of those. So the Lord blessed me with a really good deal and a really good low miler, and it's a 2012. So I got a good deal on it and no rust. I bought one in Oklahoma because it was already undercoated and everything, but there's no rust down there in Oklahoma like there is in Minnesota. So I'm going to take it up and do a few things extra to it to keep it good here for a long time. But he undercoated it all kinds of good stuff like that. And he actually rhino lined the inside of the belly of it too. So it's in good shape. It's a nice Jeep for sure. And I'm really blessed by it. Yeah. But I go through a lot of cars. I buy them and sell them and do different things and do all kinds of stuff. Not my van, but my cars I do that I drive myself. But definitely the roads are empty. It's pretty crazy. I don't think I've ever seen it this empty out here before. It's pretty empty out here. It's pretty quiet out here, even with the noisy Jeep. But I got the air conditioning on and all that good stuff. But anyway, well, you all have a good night. I'm gonna get off here, but I gotta do some praying before I get home, and I got a little ways to go. So pray for me, pray for our safety, pray for our ministry, pray for the Lord to provide for us, take care of us. And I would have to try Carolina barbecue sauce. I'd have to know that for sure. I'd have to try that to see. I'm not much on the vinegary Texas sauce. I don't really like that much. I like the good stuff from Kansas City Joe's. It's pretty good, but I'd have to try it. Anyway, I'm gonna have my son grab the phone so I don't have to grab it, and he's gonna hit the X at the top button there at the top and turn that off. So go ahead and grab that now and just put that down. You're fine.